Hi everyone, and welcome to part 2 of the speed build for Side of Ranch. I'll have a link to the first part in the description just in case anyone stumbled across this part without having seen the first one, because if you haven't seen the first part, this video might be a little bit confusing. So yeah, I'll have that there just in case. But in this part, we're going to be furnishing the bedrooms and the bathrooms in the house, which I'm really excited for because bedrooms, are my favorite rooms to furnish, but then again, bathrooms are some of my least favorites, so it kind of evens out. But I'm starting things off with the master bedroom, which is pretty large, but I figured if someone was going to add on to a house and build themselves a new master bedroom, they would probably make one that was pretty large and, very nice. And this bedroom has a similar style to the main area because, in my mind, whoever has this bedroom would have been the ones who designed the whole main area of the house, so I figured that kind of style should carry into this bedroom to go with it. So in this room we have lots of reds, and then there are some blues to cool it off a little bit, I guess. I just really like the combination of the dark blue and reds. There's something about that I really like. It's kind of like a fire and ice thing in a way, I guess, or well, more so I guess fire and water, but yeah. So here we have the bed, getting some paintings and decorations in, and I did stick some things on that ottoman that I placed at the foot of the bed. I know it's not a table, it's supposed to be for sitting and not for placing things on, but it looked kind of like a table, so I just stuck things on it anyway, and I don't think Sims are really, well, maybe they will sit there, I don't know. Sometimes I'll just randomly sit on things like that. But yeah, I actually meant to put a table there, but when I tried putting the coffee tables and accent tables at the foot of the bed, it just didn't really look right, so I decided to just use the ottoman instead and just stick some things on it as if it were a table. And the furnishing this room and the main area ended up darker than I meant for it to be because I was going to furnish this house in a lighter and brighter style, but then once I got in and started furnishing, it just ended up like this. And the thing is, in real life, like in my own place, I don't like having a lot of darker colors. Like I actually like having my walls lighter colors and having lighter colored furniture, but whenever I build in The Sims, I seem to gravitate towards darker colored objects a lot, and I don't know why exactly. I think part of it might be the lighting in the game, because the lighting in the game is kind of weird, especially with lighter objects, because if you have some, one white object next to another white object, they can end up being completely different shades, and that's not a problem that you really have with the darker objects. They tend to, the color tends to be represented better, so I think that's part of it. Like that I just get annoyed with how lighter objects, like white objects, show up in kind of a yellowish color. I don't really like the yellowish color. Like if I put down a white piece of furniture, I want it to actually be white. So yeah, I think that's mainly why I tend to gravitate towards darker furniture in the game. But some of the bedrooms in this house are lighter colored. The two bedrooms that are upstairs above this one are both. And I really like how those turned out. Like they've got lots of nice pastels in them, so they're pretty different than the color scheme that's in this bedroom in the main area and a couple of the other bedrooms that are down here on the main level, because one of the other bedrooms on this level also turned out to be fairly light and bright. I don't know if anyone else is the same way about that, but right now I'm just putting in a vanity area. That's always a nice thing I like to add into bedrooms. It's a nice realistic touch. And then this room also has a little study area and a TV area. I just put the study area in because there's not a study with computer in it elsewhere in this house. I was planning on making the study that's upstairs into one with a computer in it, but it was very small and there aren't very many skill building items around the house, so I figured it would be better to use that space to put some skill building items in, especially since at that point I'd put computers in. Well, actually, no, at that point I'd only put a computer in this bedroom, but then I did put computers in the other two bedrooms that are upstairs because they're supposed to be teen bedrooms, so I figured, the teens would have a computer. And I don't usually put computers in kids' bedrooms, I guess just because I see it as like kids don't usually have computers in their bedrooms, but maybe it's different for you all. I know, like, I guess when I was younger, computers weren't as big of a thing because I was born in 91, so computers weren't really, the internet wasn't really as much of a thing when I was growing up, and I didn't get a computer in my room till I was, I think, 13, which is technically a teenager. So yeah, I just remember my mom not really, like my parents didn't really want me to have a computer in my room because they were worried about me just becoming a hermit and staying in my room all the time. Like they wanted me to have to go somewhere else into the house to use a computer. So for the longest time, my parents had their computer in the office room, and then me and my brother shared a computer that was down there also. And I remember we used to like fight over having time on the internet and playing The Sims and stuff like that. But then eventually, for some reason, I can't remember exactly why, but when I was 13, they decided to just move the computer up into my bedroom. And I think my brother didn't have his own computer at that point, but I think he got one shortly afterwards because he was a year younger than me. But I think it might have been because my mom was getting annoyed with because she was mainly the one who used the office because my dad honestly isn't very good with computers. But I think she was getting annoyed with us being down there all the time or something like that. I can't remember. Maybe she just decided, okay, you're 13, I guess you're old enough to have a computer in your room. But I didn't have the internet for another couple years. And then eventually they ran internet, they ran the Ethernet up into our room because we didn't have, did we have Wi-Fi? I don't remember. We might have had Wi-Fi. I don't even know. But yeah, they ran, oh no, it was because the computers were they were these old desktops, so they didn't have Wi-Fi on them. Yeah, that's why. So yeah, they had to run Ethernet up into our rooms, and then they eventually did that, and then we got internet on our computers when I was 15, I think. Oh man, I remember having dial-up till I was 13, I think? Till I was 12 or 13. Yeah, we had dial-up. We were kind of slow to get, DSL, was that? Yeah, I think it was DSL, called DSL back then. But yeah, the dial-up was annoying, because I remember, we got, my brother and I would get an hour on the internet each and stuff like that. Oh, that was fun. Yeah, I remember going on Neopets all the time, and it was really slow. Oh man, who else here? Did anyone else here use Neopets? I used to be so obsessed with Neopets. I remember I used to be obsessed with making guild layouts. I think that's because I remember I would make the Photoshop the picture for the guild, and then I would actually do the HTML coding to get the text boxes in the right place and all of that stuff, and get the color of the text change. It was so much fun. I also used to make the user layouts, I think is what they're called, and then you had your Neopets would each have their own little website, and then I would code that. I would code that too. I just remember being obsessed with it, and then I remember having guilds and stuff like that. And I think at one point I had this guild. I got a bunch of members because people kept donating money, and then I kept using that money to buy brushes, and I would give away a brush each day. Oh man, I remember that. And then I actually abandoned that guild because The Sims 2 came out, and I started playing The Sims 2 instead of going onto the guild and paying attention to the chat and giving away brushes and all that stuff, and I pissed off a lot of people. But yeah, that was way in the past. Oh wow, I just rambled through the furnishing of 2 bathrooms just talking about that. That was a nice bit of reminiscing. But yeah, did anyone else, how old were you guys when you got a computer in your bedroom? I meant to ask that earlier. Anyway, we're on to the first of the kids' bedrooms, which is a robot-themed bedroom. And the thing I really like about the kids' room stuff pack is that there's so many new themes you can have for kids' bedrooms. Because before, there wasn't all that you could do. You could have, I don't know, butterfly theme, space theme, dinosaur theme. I mean, you could maybe be creative and make up some other themes, but it was a lot harder. But the stuff pack came with so many different colorings for the bed covers that it's just so much easier to have different kinds of themes. So yeah, this one's a robot theme, and I intended it to be a kid's room, but you could totally use it as a teenage room if you wanted to. I mean, you could do whatever you want. I did have the Void Critter battle station there originally, but I took it out a little later on because I guess I felt like there wasn't enough room for it or something like that. I probably could have put it back in the end, but then I didn't for whatever reason. So if you want a Void Critter battle station in this house, you could probably just delete I think it was a little stuffed animal thing, and then one of the poof seeds I stuck in there instead. You could probably just take those out and put that in instead, and then it'll be fine. I probably should have stuck that back in there instead, but oh well. I think I was worried about them not being able to get to the bookcase, although probably would have been fine. Because yeah, I put a bookcase right here on the other side of the desk. And I just really like how this room turned out. I just had so much fun. I've said this a bunch of times, but I had so much fun furnishing these bedrooms just because of all the new things I got to use and just stick all over the place. And I love having a lot of clutter and decorations I can use. Because in case you haven't noticed, I like just sticking a ton of clutter all over the place and trying to give the house a more lived-in feel to it. So I'm just getting some toys and decorations on this shelf up here. I'm not sure if they can actually grab the toys off of there or not. Maybe they can. Oh yeah, here's the stuff I stuck in front of the window that you could possibly replace with a Void Critter battle station. It'll probably fit in there. And that's actually it for that bedroom. So now we're moving on to the second kid's bedroom, which is a little bit smaller. And for this one, I went with I don't even know what kind of theme I would call it. It's this little critter thing eating a Pop-Tart. is that even a Pop-Tart or is that like a piece of toast? I don't know. It's basically themed after this thing eating something. So yeah, that's the theme for this room. I guess I could also go with it's like kind of a purple, yellow, pink theme, maybe? Yeah, that works. But yeah, I just put that bed in and then I just based the rest of the coloring in the room around it. So we've got some nice purple walls, and that's a color of wallpaper I haven't used before. And I just had so much fun furnishing that room. I guess I was going back, changing colors of some things in there for some reason. But yeah, I really wanted to put this yellow spaceship lamp on that table, but it didn't actually snap to. And then when I raised it up, it was floating above it a little bit. And I thought about just leaving it there, but then I was like, no, I can't do that. That's just annoying. So I replaced it with this yellow desk lamp because I really wanted to have a yellow light in there for some reason. But now I'm starting on getting the decorations. Oh yeah, I stuck that thing in that other bedroom than I thought because I had in that room. I can't have it in the other room, so I had to get rid of it over there. But that's probably a good thing because I think there was enough going on in that desk area over there. So just adding some more decorations over here. Oh, and I found that really cool wall light decoration. Yeah, that thing right there. Yeah, I had to use it somewhere in here. So I put it up behind what will be the desk area, and yeah, I stuck that spotty mirror there because I wanted to use the one that came with kids' room stuff, but then I was telling myself, no, you shouldn't use all kids' room stuff. But I do end up replacing it with the kids' room stuff one because, yeah, I really wanted to use it, and I figured, why not use it if you really want to use it? So we do have the kids' room stuff desk and kids' room stuff chair, and you're definitely going to want to have kids' room stuff if you want to download this house, because I'm sorry, I use so many things from that stuff pack, so I'm really sorry if you don't have that stuff pack. But like I said, this is my first build that I made since, well, not really the first build I've made since installing it, because I did have the ice cream thing, the ice cream stand speed build, but I mean, there was really no need to use that stuff in that build. So yeah, this is the first house I made since it came out, so I was just going all out with using that stuff. But we are finished with that bedroom, so now I'm moving on to I guess the second, or the original master suite, or whatever you want to call it. So I'm just furnishing the bathroom first because I wanted to save the best for last because I do enjoy furnishing bedrooms more than the bathroom. So just figured I'd get the bathroom over with first, then move on to the bedroom. So we've got calming blue on the walls and counters here with I don't know. Yeah, so I was originally thinking this could be a bedroom for one teen, but I figured since, you know, it was once a master bedroom, it would make sense for it to have the double vanity because a lot of master bathrooms do. But like I said, this would work really well for a couple if you want to use it for a couple. Like you could use this bedroom for whatever you want, another teen room, young adult room, couple room, kids room, I don't know, whatever you want to do. This is one of those rooms where the red on the windows really bugged me because in the last part I talked about how I was getting annoyed in some of the rooms because the red on the windows didn't go with the rest of the room, and yeah, this was one where it bugged me. It also bugged me a little bit in the last bedroom I furnished just because red didn't really go with the color scheme of it, but I did have the curtains, so it didn't bother me quite as much because I covered it up some. Oh, I really like how the decorations on the shelves above the toilet turned out. Yeah, I thought that looked pretty nice. But we're done with the bathroom, so now I'm moving on to the bedroom part of the room. Just stuck some mirrors behind the bed. I like to do that sometimes as a special decorative touch behind the bed, because usually I like to have some kind of focal point above double beds, so I use the mirrors as focal points in this room. That's something I've done since The Sims 3, although the nice thing in The Sims 3, because usually when I do that I border it with columns, and the nice thing in The Sims 3 was that you can move the columns freely, but you can't do that here. But anyway, just getting some stuff on the nightstands here. You've got a lamp on one and some candles on the other, so a little bit of mismatching going on, I guess. I love those candles so much. And then I felt like there needed to be something else there than just the mirrors, so I put some shelving going between the columns, and I'm just adding some flowers and books and other decorations on top of it just to give a more detailed look to this whole area. And then we also have some more candles. And since there wasn't a closet, I didn't put a closet in any of the bedrooms other than the master one. So yeah, since there wasn't a closet, I just stuck these two wardrobes and a mirror between them, and then I put a shelf between them. And then I thought, wait, what am I going to do with this shelf? Like, why would a shelf be there? That makes no sense. Like, maybe you could put shoes on it, but you could fit what? Like, a pair of shoes on it? 2 pairs of shoes? Yeah, so I just realized that was kind of pointless, so I just got rid of it, and then I put in some of those hanging clothes in between it. I think that looked a lot better. And then over here, we just have a TV and a plant, yeah, and some seats in front of it to watch the TV from. I'd also use this wall decoration that came with backyard stuff. I really like that one. Yeah, so here's the little cushions that I was talking about, and that's really about it for this bedroom. Oh, and I also am putting a bookshelf here because I figured that'd be better than that poster. So that's it for the first floor. We're moving up to the second floor, which is pretty small. It's just the area above the addition. And this area up here at the top of the stairs, I turned into just a hangout area for the kids. So you've got a TV up here, you've got some seats, and that's really about it. I thought it could be like their little TV area to hang out, watch TV, and then I guess the adults have the main living room area or whatever. That was just the way I saw it. So I used this cabinet, this TV cabinet came with kids' room stuff. Thought it'd be good to put that to use because I have not used it yet. And I also used the living chairs that came with it too. So I'm putting those in a nice bright orange color. Goes pretty well with the blue rug. And there's not too much else in this area. I should have put toys in here. I'm actually pretty frustrated with myself for not putting toys in this area because this was supposed to be like the hangout area for the kids. But then again, this area is up next to a bunch of teen rooms, so yeah, I guess it makes sense that there wouldn't be a ton of toys cluttered everywhere. Like that kind of stuff would probably be down in their bedrooms. But still, I feel like I should have added more. I mean, I feel like I still could have added more toys and stuff into this area. I should have. I'm kicking myself for not doing that now. Well, if you really want to, you can just go and add some toys in here if that's a thing you want to do. Yeah, at this point, I was pretty tired at this point of the building process because I furnished this whole place in one go, and I think it took me 4 or 5 hours to furnish it, which is a long time, but it's a pretty big house, and I was being pretty detailed with the furnishing, and I was taking my time just trying to make sure everything looked good, and I was just pretty tired at this point, so I was just trying to get things done. But I still like how this bathroom and the 2 bedrooms turned out. Like this might actually be my favorite bathroom in the house, and the 2 bedrooms up here are probably my favorite bedrooms. But still, I could have done more with that hangout area. Darn. Well, I guess that's room for you to customize it if you want. So if there's certain skill building items or whatever that you want to add in for your Sims, that'd be some good space to add it in. So yeah, I mean, I guess that space you could just do whatever you want with, I suppose. But that bathroom's done. So now moving on to the little study area. And like I said, it's not a study with a computer. I was going to do that originally, but then, yeah, I just decided not to. It's also a very small room, but it does have some glass doors going out into a little deck. So you could probably also put some other stuff out there if you want to. So in this corner, we have an art easel, and next to it, I just stuck some guitars in there. And then over on the other side, we've got a chess table. So there's just a couple different skill building items in here that your Sims can use. Oh, and something that randomly popped in my mind was that I hardly do builds with basements, and that's the thing I really need to do because, like, with my original plan for this to do just a typical suburban house, I was planning on putting a basement in, but then I did this instead, and then, you know, I just didn't end up putting a basement in this house. But I do want to eventually do a family house with a basement in it because I always forget to put basements in homes. I guess it's just because usually I'm like, oh, this is enough to furnish. I don't feel like doing a basement too, but yeah, I eventually want to do a house with a basement. Maybe I'll just do a 1-floor house with a basement. That way, I'll be less tempted to just say, I've got enough to furnish. I don't want to do that. But anyway, we're on to the first of the bedrooms up here. Originally, I was going to make this bedroom a beach theme, but I don't know if it exactly came out as a beach theme, but it has a lot of very light colors in it, pastels, and I just find it very calming, and I think I said before, I really like how it turned out. Oh, I also used the ottomans that came with kids' room stuff as a window seat in front of the window. Yeah, those are really good as window seats. And just getting a rug in here, yeah, exciting stuff. Oh yeah, so that painting, so that was why I was going to make this room a beach theme. I saw that and I was like, oh, I should do a beach theme room someday. But there's not really a ton of other beachy stuff to go with it in the game. So yeah, it didn't really end up being much of a beach theme. I also put that room divider to use. I hadn't used that yet, so yeah, that was a cool item to use. I hardly ever use any of the other room dividers that come with this game either. Oh, and this room also has a little deck off of it as well, but it's just 1 by 3 tiles wide, so I didn't put anything out there because there wasn't really a lot of space to. But yeah, that's there. And here we have the desk area, just doing this thing with the shelves that I like to do above desks sometimes. Yeah, with the next room, like at that point, I was just feeling kind of lazy, so I just stuck 1 decoration up on the wall above it. I was gonna put in the standard corkboard decoration, but I didn't quite do that, so at least I was a slight bit more creative than just sticking a corkboard above it in that room. But we're done with that, so this side of the room is just a little reading area. Yeah, I realized that first bookshelf that I put there might make it a little bit difficult for Sims to get by, so I just put the smaller one instead. And that's pretty much it for this room. So we're going to be moving over to the next bedroom, which, yeah, is another one that I'm pretty happy with. This room also has a double bed in it, so it's yet another one that you could probably use for a couple if you would like, or whatever. Oh yeah, so at first I was thinking, maybe I could just shove 2 of these beds together, make a double bed that way, but it looked weird, so I didn't do that. I mean, I remember in The Sims, oh, someone's car alarm's going off. Hope you can't, okay, they shut it off. Anyway, in The Sims 2, there was a few people who would overlap double beds to make triple beds, and I used to do that a little bit. But yeah, I haven't done that in The Sims 4 yet. In this room I used this lovely pastel yellow color, and that's not a color I use very often, but it worked very well in this room, and I just love the lighter colors that in this room. And I feel like this room is very, like, it just, to me, gives off a very calming vibe. And I used the cherry blossom painting that came with Dine Out. Finally, I'm pretty sure I haven't used that yet. And when I did my overview video on Dine Out, I'm pretty sure I said that was my favorite painting that came with it. So yeah, I'm really glad to have finally gotten a use for it and just fit in so well for with this room. And in this corner, we just have a little desk nook. You know, we got a desk with a computer on it, of course. And behind it, I just stuck this heart decal that came with Outdoor Treat. I thought that would be a nice, nice decoration for this room. Fits in pretty well with it. And yeah, that's about it for this room. This build's almost over, so as usual, I just want to mention that if you want to download this house, there is a link to do so in the description. I also have stuff down there on how to download it in-game if you want to do that. But yeah, that's all I have to say, so I hope you enjoyed the rest of this video.